I just want to introduce Paul Keith Davis from White Dove Ministries, and Paul's been coming into Revival Fires and to all that we're doing here for, I think it's 6 years, you said, and we have just grown in the areas of the revelatory realms, also getting an understanding in terms of the whole angelic realm. And then last year you were here, you introduced us to the whole theme of as in the days of Noah.
Right.
And I just want to really talk, because I feel you've taken that on to a new place this time when you've come, and you're speaking on the whole theme of the Tabernacles.
Right.
And I think with most of us, we get into Passover, we get into Pentecost, but you're bringing out some revelation in terms of the Tabernacles. Paul Keith, why don't you just spend some time just talking to us and talking to the people who are viewing the webcast of the whole thing of the Tabernacles?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. I believe, you're hearing come out of the prophetic community this whole idea of a new thing. Isaiah 43:19, behold, I'll do a new thing, now it springs forth. And so I've asked the Lord to begin to help us identify what the new thing is. If it's a new thing, how do we position ourselves for it? How do we move with you? How do we flow? And if the cloud is moving, according to the patterns of Numbers chapter 10, there is a divine order. And so that's how I moved into this whole thing.
Just on that, because most people, they read, behold, I'm doing a new thing, and they look at it just in their personal life.
Right.
Now, you're looking at it in something quite different to that.
I'm looking at it generationally.
Yes.
This generation will experience a new thing on the level of what the people did in the days of Pentecost. A new thing came. It changed the whole perspective of the Christian faith, and I believe that what we are about to experience today will change our perspective of Christianity as much as that event did in those days. And in Jewish culture, just for a very brief synopsis, but in the Jewish culture, the biblical culture, I should say, Tabernacles was the great feast. It was a great celebration. Of course, in the context of that, you have three feasts: trumpets, which was the New Year. Then you also have atonement, where the high priest went into the Holy of Holies and offered, the blood on the mercy seat 7 times. And then, of course, you have after that the Feast of Tabernacles, where they were instructed by the Lord to build booths, huts, if you will. Tabernacles outside of their home, made out of branches, olive branches and palm branches, and they were required to be able to see the stars, and it was a picture of God temporarily tabernacling in man before he came in what we now know to be the millennium, to tabernacle on the earth, as it says in Revelations 20. So as surely as there was a prophetic fulfillment of Passover, and as surely as there was a literal fulfillment of Pentecost, there will be a literal fulfillment of Tabernacles. And traditionally and historically, much of the application of Tabernacles has been put over into the millennium. But we're discovering that we're not going to accomplish what God has given to us as a mandate unless and until we experience the Tabernacles release.
Wow.
We won't become the greater works generation.